evening, everyone. Welcome to our latest edition of the Higher Summits Forecast. My name is, of course, Francis Tarasiewicz, and I'm a meteorologist and weather observer coming to you live from the summit of Mount Washington, where it's currently, pretty gloomy midsummer day, warmer than average at least. We've got wind speeds in the mid 20s or so, 26.1 as of the last couple of minutes, gusting to as high as 43 miles per hour. Tropical storm force gusts for just another day on the summit. Temperature-wise, it's been nice and warm down at the base, even soupy and muggy as well, right around 77 or so. And as you make your way up the autoroad, this is common this time of year, you see quite a bit of cooling, so that by the time we get to 4,000 feet, we're below 70 degrees, and up here on the summit, we're just below the 60-degree mark as of the last observation, right around 58 degrees or so. And visibility in classic Mount Washington style, right around less than a 16th of a mile, call it 25 feet or so out there on the observation deck. We'll look at the last day or so of wind speeds, and they've been fairly consistent. We've been trapped between the remnants of barrel and an upper level disturbance that's been moving through, and so you've seen the pressure increase over the last 24 hours or so, approaching or exceeding, I should say, 24 inches or so over the last 12 hours. So decently high pressure moving in, but a lot of sort of soupy, unstable air, and that's providing plenty of cloud cover, not only on the summit, but throughout the North Country as well. And speaking of the North Country, we'll take a look at some of the webcams around the area. This is from the Cannon Mountain webcam, looking down the summit there. And you can see, again, a lot of puffy cumulus clouds indicating rising air and stability, plenty of moisture as well. We'll take a look now from across the valley here at the Wildcat cam. Nice and zoomed in on Tuckerman Ravine right now. Of course, snowless this time of year, but if we can hopefully have it zoom out just a little bit, we'll see where that cloud height deck actually is situated. So hopefully in the next few seconds, we'll zoom it out. If not, that's quite all right. But if you look close, you can see lots of bugs. They're loving the muggy weather, and of course, hikers, I can imagine, aren't doing the same. Again, quite mild, quite hot even, and humid out there. Taking a look now at the deck cam, we're, again, as I mentioned, firmly in those clouds. It's been foggy for most of the day. We had a brief sunrise this morning, a little bit of undercast, and as soon as that boundary layer started to rise up, those clouds enveloped the summit once again. We even had some drizzle and rain showers throughout the day. Let me check back at that Wildcat webcam here. Hopefully it's zoomed out a little bit. Yeah, so it's zoomed out and actually back into the cloud bank. So the cloud bank has settled back down below the 4,500 foot mark or so. So yeah, that's really the story up here. Once you get above tree line in the White Mountains, plenty of fog, and again, even some drizzle and showers throughout the day with that instability. We'll take a look now at the entire East Coast, and this is kind of an interesting view that I maybe don't show too often on the Higher Summits forecast here, but this is actually looking at the moisture availability in the middle atmosphere. This is mid-level water vapor, and so you can see the eastern United States here, North and South Carolina down there, and of course Connecticut and New England area a little bit further north. But the important thing about this map you need to know is that areas of blue and white and even green indicate areas of higher moisture. And these areas of orange indicate areas where it's much drier. The air is actually sinking down and drying out. And so I'll take out my pen here. Hopefully this works. Sometimes I still get the hang of this thing, I guess. But if we look here, we've got a large area of high pressure right in the Bermuda area, and that's causing a lot of sinking and drying air. It's also warming as well. But around that high pressure, we've got a large clockwise flow. So that's bringing up all kinds of tropical heat and humidity, again, from the deep tropics. We're talking about the southern tropical Atlantic. And you can see along the boundary there, you've got areas of moisture. Those are showers and thunderstorms that are erupting over portions of the mid-Atlantic, even creeping into southern New England now. Remove my little H there, my little artifact, my little art project that I just have with you all. So yeah, again, similar view, but now we're looking at visible satellites. So these are actual clouds, and you can see here quite a lot of cloud cover, mainly centered across the mid-Atlantic, but also starting to creep northward now into southern New England, and a little bit less in the way of cloud cover across northern New England. But that cloud cover is mainly the result of that upper level disturbance that I briefly mentioned there. You can see it spinning away across the upper Great Lakes. That'll be sort of part of the weather picture going forward into the next 48 hours or so. But taking it back here, visible satellites. Again, lots of deep, tall clouds. These indicate thunderstorms and areas of heavy rainfall across the mid-Atlantic. And unfortunately, for many areas that are waterlogged in New England, this area of rain and disturbed weather is going to be moving up in the form of a weak coastal storm over the next 24 hours or so. Take a look at what's actually falling from these clouds. This is a really zoomed out perspective of the radar. You can see, again, batches of heavy rainfall, flash flooding going on in the mid-Atlantic. And that's starting to creep north and eastward. And that'll eventually be approaching the higher summits area over the next 24 hours or so. We've also got that boundary we're watching again across the northern Great Lakes, so we'll see how those two interact. We're expecting them to interact pretty spectacularly overnight, so there could be some areas of scattered moderate to heavy rain overnight, especially in the first half of the day on Saturday. So let's time it out for you here, looking at, again, the North American mesoscale model. Again, this is just one model's depiction. This isn't going to show exactly what's going to happen, but it gives us a pretty good idea as to where we want to start here. And so zooming the clock a couple of hours ahead now, you see again those areas of showers and thunderstorms continuing across the mid-Atlantic. Those will gradually make their way north and eastward. Areas across southern New England, a lot of areas under a flood watch issued by the National Weather Service going through most of the day tomorrow. And there's no surprise here. You can see those pop-up showers and thunderstorms starting to move north and eastward. This particular model is showing some of that activity starting a little bit after dark, even up here on the summit. Again, that boundary is going to be moving south and east at the same time that surge of moisture is going to be moving north and east as well. So they're going to kind of converge in a way over the New England area. And so we can see again those showers expanding in coverage as well as intensity. This is after midnight tonight, and we'll keep that clock going forward early tomorrow morning. And then we'll see those showers really start to build, particularly to the south of the region, Saturday morning. We're not expecting showers necessarily all day, but showers that do form could be heavy at times. And we'll keep the clock going Saturday afternoon. A lot of these shower and thunderstorm activity is going to start to push to the southeast. You can see a few others starting to develop. It'll be along a sort of a weak cold front that's going to be pushing south and east as well. Keep the clock going through late Saturday and into the day on Sunday. You can see potentially another round of showers and thunderstorms later Saturday and into the overnight Saturday night. Let's see if we can keep that model on going. Refresh the page here. There we go, at the full 60 hours now. Keep the clock going through Saturday night. Sunday not looking like too bad of a day. We've got an area of high pressure behind that boundary moving in. That'll push a lot of the heavy rainfall to the south. But unfortunately, the sticky, soupy air mass is going to stick around for the foreseeable future going through the day Sunday. Potentially an isolated shower, but again, that'll be the exception and not the rule throughout the day Sunday. Temperature-wise, we'll refresh this page as well so we get the latest temperature. All right. Temperature-wise, again, we're going to be sort of where we've been at. We've been between 55 and 60 degrees or so here in the higher terrain. That doesn't sound like a whole lot, but when you combine that with humidity and hiking, that could be a recipe for dehydration and even heat stroke, believe it or not, up here in the higher terrain. So we'll move the clock forward and see that surge of more tropical air around that Bermuda high pressure. It's going to be moving through overnight. Again, we'll keep conditions nice and mild overnight through the day on Saturday. We've got a weak boundary, again, to the northwest. It's going to start to filter in some cooler air through the day Saturday. By Saturday afternoon, it should be mostly through the summits. You can see those warmer temperatures being pushed down across areas of southern New England, and especially overnight. Tomorrow night, we'll see a little bit of a reprieve. Temperatures may be falling closer to 50 degrees instead of 55 and 60 degrees overnight. And then through the day Sunday, not a bad day. Mild conditions, again, pretty soupy as well. But again, not as warm as we're going to see throughout the day, through the overnight into Saturday. Final check here is going to be for winds, and winds aren't really going to be a huge story, but the direction of the winds are going to be really the big weather maker. We're going to have more of a southerly flow, again, pumping that tropical air mass from north and eastward. So we'll see that continue overnight. We'll see a brief intensification of some of the low-level winds across areas further south, and that's going to be due to that coastal disturbance that's going to be moving up the Atlantic seaboard here. It'll be fairly weak, so we won't see it come too far north, but it'll be confined again, mainly across areas of southern New England. But it'll still be fairly breezy up here. Winds in the 25 to 35 mile per hour range, and those higher gusts maybe up to 45 miles per hour or so at times through the overnight and into the day Saturday. There'll be somewhat of a wind shift tomorrow. We'll see winds come more from the west and perhaps even northwest for a time Saturday night, and then we'll have to refresh this one more time. All right, we'll pick up where we left off. We'll see more of a northerly northwest flow developing for the day Sunday. The flow could weaken considerably as high pressure begins to push overhead later in the day Sunday. And Sunday, again, maybe not half bad a day for the day Sunday for hiking and otherwise. The only exception to that is going to be, again, really mild conditions, hot conditions, especially trailheads where temperatures will be close to 90 degrees. And so I want to switch gears a little bit here and talk about our annual fundraiser. And to help me with that, I want to introduce someone very special to the observatory. I want to introduce Drew Bush here. He's our executive director. And Drew, if you want to tell the folks about Seek the Peak and
Absolutely.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Francis. Actually, just got back from a really gorgeous hike down to the Alpine Gardens myself. I'm just gearing up to get ready for Seek the Peak, which, of course, is the observatory's largest annual fundraiser. It raises much needed funding to support all the work that folks like Francis and his amazing team up here on the summit do. And it's basically what it sounds like, a hike-a-thon. And we'd love to have you come out and hike for us. We're in the home stretch of this year's event, really looking to hit our goal, a really ambitious goal this year, but one that is very much needed to support all the work we do.
Awesome, thank you. And at the end of the Seek the Peak as well, we've had a large party at the base of the summit. We've got, of course, many vendors. We've got live music, beer garden as well. So
absolutely, yeah. This year, I think the party's going to be bigger than ever. We have family fun planned for kids and adults and people of all ages. A number of amazing groups coming in, actually, with cool projects. A lot of good things to do, competitions, rockets to launch, even more than I could probably describe in one Facebook Live.
Awesome, yeah, and I've heard rumors of sleeping bag races as well, which I'll probably be participating in as well. Yep. So if you folks want to try to beat the forecaster here, definitely join us at Seek the Peak. That'll be July 20th throughout the day.
On Saturday, yeah, and you can sign up at seekthepeak.org. We'll even have a 28-foot rock climbing wall so you can climb on the day of the event if you're interested. Chance to sit in our snowcat. Lots of good food and drink and live music, of course, as usual. But really kind of stretch to hit that last goal, and really want to thank everybody who's out there already signed up to hike, raising funds, and encourage anybody who's on the fence to think about joining us.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, looking forward to it Saturday.
Absolutely.
We'll hope to see you there.
Yeah, we'll look forward to seeing you. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, on that note, I want to wrap up the weekend forecast here. Forecast provided by our summit intern, Jacob. So we'll start with tonight's daily details here. We'll be mostly in the clouds and mostly cloudy skies. Again, those unstable bubbling cumulus clouds. We'll see a slight chance of rain showers early, then scattered rain showers with a chance of thunderstorms late as that surge of moisture comes north and east towards us up here in the White Mountains. Temperatures won't fall too much, lower 50s or so, and winds will be quite busy, at least to start the night, west at 20 to 35 miles per hour, decreasing a little bit to 10 to 25 miles per hour. And for the day Saturday, we'll be mostly in the clouds and mostly cloudy skies, with scattered rain showers, as well as some thunderstorms, particularly in the mid-morning hours. Temperatures will rise to either side of 60 degrees, and we'll see winds from the west at 10 to 25 miles per hour, increasing to 20 to 35 miles per hour. For Saturday night, more of the same in the clouds, trending towards clearing eventually overnight as that sort of disturbance pushes offshore. We'll see a chance of rain showers, thunderstorms, mainly early. Temperatures will fall back into the lower 50s. Winds will be from the west, shifting to the northwest, 20 to 35 miles per hour early, 25 to 40 miles per hour around the midnight hours as that disturbance is pushing through, and then decreasing somewhat back to 20 to 35 miles per hour late. And finally, for the day Sunday, we'll be mostly in the clouds and our partly sunny skies late throughout the day. Temperatures will rise back up into the lower 60s. I don't know where I saw that late from. And winds will be from the northwest, shifting west to 20 to 35 miles per hour early, 5 to 20 miles per hour midday under that center of high pressure, then bumping up somewhat a little bit later in the day back to 10 to 25 miles per hour. And so with that, I want to wish you all a healthy, safe, and happy weekend. Hopefully we'll see you up here in the summits. But again, be aware of the potential for flooding in the area. Of course, the National Weather Service does issue a flash flood warning for your area. It's best to turn around and not drown. There's really no safe amount of water to drive through. So with that message, I want to thank you all. And of course, I hope to see you all next weekend on Saturday, July 20th, for our Seek the Peak festivities.